Let's go through the next LOS. This is LOS number L, and this will be our last LOS of this particular reading. It is saying that you have to calculate and interpret price, income and cross price elasticities of demand and describe the factor which affect each of these measures. So here we are actually interested in what are elasticity. So there are three type of elasticity: price elasticity, income elasticity and cross price elasticity. Okay, so to understand this, first we'll focus on the price elasticity of demand, right? So price elasticity of a demand of a own product, right? So to understand this, think about it. When the price of the product is changed, okay, when the price of the product is changed, what would be the impact on the quantity that is demanded? Okay, right? So it, you will see that for some quantity, so for some products, if the price is increased like slightly, what will happen is the quantity demanded would decrease drastically, right? Maybe for some there may be very small change in the quantity demanded. Okay, some product you would not see any change, right? So what they are saying is, and in some product there may be no demand at all after price change. So depending on the type of product, you can see that some it will decrease, some it will be small change, some there will be no change, and in case of some there will be entire amount is gone, so there is no demand, right? So it depends on what it depends. It depends on what we call as the elasticity. So the measurement of this impact on the quantity with respect to the price is called as the elasticity, and the measurement is your elasticity. So we call this as own price elasticity of demand. Why own price? Because we are interested in the new quantity with respect to the change in the price. So let us see the definition. Okay, so elasticity is defined as a percentage change in the quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in the price. So if I want to determine, if I want to express this in terms of formula, so it will be E for elasticity, elasticity of demand. Okay, and this is the price of the product X. Okay, so the elasticity of demand for price of product X is given as percentage change in the quantity demanded of product X divided by percentage change in the price, okay, of X. So it should, these should not be there. So percentage change in the price of X. So that is the elasticity of demand. Now how do you write this percentage change in the quantity demanded, right? So the percentage change in the quantity demanded, okay, if you see, change in the quantity demanded divided by your original quantity. Always think about it. Think about, let's say, suppose one product's price was 100 in the start and it has become 95. So what is the percentage change? So you will compute first the change. The change is how much? 5. Okay, and for percentage change computation you will divide by original price, so 100, so it will be minus 5%. So what we have is change in the quantity divided by your original quantity. Similarly, percentage change in the price will be your original change in the price divided by the original price. Okay, now rearranging this, okay, what we have is del q will stand here and del p will be coming here, and px will go in the numerator and qx will come in the denominator. So you have px divided by qx, right? So this is your elasticity of demand. Okay, so change in the quantity demanded divided by change in the price multiplied by your original price divided by your original quantity. So this formula you will find that we will use for other elasticities also. Okay, so in the next slide we will see that what are the different type of elasticity. Okay, now we say elasticity of a demand as inelastic. Okay, inelastic when the demand is not very sensitive to price. Okay, so in case where it is not very sensitive, it is called as inelastic, and quantitatively we'll say that magnitude of elasticity is less than 1. So your magnitude of elasticity is less than 1, right? Now one of the thing that you would appreciate over here, that consider any normal good. Okay, we'll explain what is normal good later. Okay, but if let's say there is an increase in price of the good, so if you see that this will increase, change in the price will be positive. Okay, if there is increase in the price of good, what will happen to the quantity demanded? Okay, so there will be decrease in the quantity demanded, so change in the quantity demanded will be negative, this is positive, right? And price will be positive term, quantity will be also a positive term, right? So if you see the elasticity for normal good, because all of these are positive, this item is negative, so elasticity is actually negative. Okay, so the elasticity is negative. Okay, but very rarely you will see that in the text they would say that elasticity as negative. They would take the positive value or the modulus of the elasticity. So that is what we are saying over here. Magnitude of the elasticity is less than 1. It means that we will only focus on the value of elasticity and not the sign, and we will take the positive sign. So when the demand is not very sensitive, elasticity is less than 1. When the demand is very sensitive to the price, okay, this time you will find that the magnitude of elasticity is more than 1. Okay, and we will see through the diagram and what is meant by elastic, inelastic, etc. Okay, then you have unitary elasticity. It is self-explanatory that when the elasticity is equal to 1, it is called as the unitary elasticity. Okay, now as we discussed that for normal good, okay, elasticity is negative, so we are talking only about the positive value. Okay, now elasticity can also be 0 or infinity. Okay, now if the elasticity is 0, okay, what we say is that the product, the demand is inelastic, perfectly inelastic. So here we use the term inelastic. Okay, and we said that it is less than 1, but we have the terminology perfectly inelastic. When elasticity becomes 0, it is called as perfectly inelastic. Similarly, we have perfectly elastic, okay, when it is infinity. So we said that here elasticity is greater than 1, okay, but when elasticity becomes infinity, it is called as perfectly elastic. Let us first understand this perfectly inelastic through our illustration. Okay, so this is your price. Okay, and this is the quantity. Okay, imagine that you have a demand curve, okay, which is like this, straight. Okay, it means that it doesn't matter whatever the price, the quantity demanded will remain same. So if the price is 10, you will demand 100 as the quantity. If the price is 20, your quantity demanded is still 100. Okay, so there is no change in the quantity that is demanded. Let us try to find out the elasticity of this. As you know that elasticity is given as percentage change in the quantity divided by percentage change in the price, right? So first we'll find out what is the percentage change in the price. Okay, so percentage change in the price is change in the price by P naught. Okay, so what is the change in the price? Final price is 20, initial price is 10, so 20 minus 10, okay, divided by your original price, which is 10, so 10 by 10, which is 100%. Okay, and what is the percentage change in the quantity? Percentage change in the quantity will be change in the quantity divided by original quantity. Since there is no change in the quantity, it is 0, so your percentage change in the quantity will also be 0, right? So what will be elasticity? Percentage change in the quantity is 0, okay, and change in the price is 100%, so 0 by 0 it is 0. So in this case what you see is elasticity is 0. It means that, okay, doesn't matter whatever the change in the price, there will be no change in the quantity, so quantity will remain constant, right? Now this is perfectly inelastic. Why perfectly inelastic? Because you cannot change the quantity. Okay, so have you seen rubber? Okay, rubber is called as elastic. Why? Because you, if the rubber is like this, okay, rubber band, sorry, not rubber, rubber band, if the rubber band is like this, you can pull this side and pull this side and you can stretch it. Okay, so it is elastic, right? So when you can stretch, it is called as elastic. However, think about a iron cage, let's say, or a ring, right? Can you uh, pull this side with your own hand and make it elastic, make it shape change? No, you will not be able to do. So similarly, so what we call that time, this is inelastic, because you are not able to stretch it. Okay, so similarly when the quantity cannot be stretched, so quantity, whatever the quantity was, it is remaining constant. You cannot decrease, increase it or decrease it. It remains constant at whatever the value, so we call that as inelastic. Okay, now and here it is perfectly inelastic, it doesn't change. Okay, right. And similarly you have the concept of perfectly elastic, okay, demand curve or supply curve. Okay, in reality note that perfectly elastic or inelastic does not exist. Okay, only in theory we will talk, but in real life there is no existence of perfectly elastic or inelastic, right? So this is your price and this is your quantity. Okay, sorry, quantity. And you were selling some product at p naught. Okay, now I will try to use a slightly, so this is, we note that we are talking about the demand curve. Okay, I will use this roughly, what I would say is highly elastic. So please note that the diagram that I have drawn, okay, it is the first diagram that I have drawn, it is your perfectly elastic diagram. Okay, but this is difficult to understand, so what I will do is I will draw one more diagram and it is like this. Okay, which is closely related to the original graph, right? Now what happens is, okay, suppose that, okay, the quantity demanded was 1000 unit. Okay, and this price at that point of time that is being charged here, okay, the price that was being charged was $10. Okay, now if you decide to increase the price, okay, even let's say if you want to make it $10.1, what will happen? So if you see here, we'll just put a label. Okay, this is 10. Okay, and this is 10.1. Okay, what will happen? The quantity demanded may be like it is 100, so it decreases a lot. From 1000 it will become 100. Why? There is only a slight increase in the price. Okay, how much is the increase in the price? Percentage change in the price is 0.1. Percentage change in the price is, okay, 0.1 by initial price is 10 point, sorry, 10. Initial price is 10, right? So if you see the percentage, if you multiply with 100, it will be 1%. So you have increased the price by 1%. And what is the change in the quantity? Change in the quantity is minus 900. Percentage wise, minus 900 divided by your initial, so it is minus 90%. What can be said about elasticity? Elasticity is percentage change in quantity by percentage change in price, so it will be minus 90 divided by 1, so it is minus 90, or we will take the modulus sign and we'll say elasticity is 90. So for this red graph the elasticity is 90, which is very high. Okay, right? So with 1% change in the price, the demand drastically changes by 90%, right? Now think about this blue line. Okay, if we were initially at this 1000 quantity, okay, the price we were being charged was, let's say, suppose $10.2. Okay, so we were charged $10.2, so the price that was being charged here was $10.2, right? Now if I try to increase the price from 10.2 to 10.3, let's say if I bring the price at 10.3, what will happen? Okay, note that at 10.3 this demand curve is not coming at all. Okay, this demand curve is stuck at 10.2. Okay, so what it means stuck at 10.2? Okay, so stuck at 10